What's up, my lovely people? A little coffee before we get this going, shall we? My sister always makes fun of me. I'm looking at the wrong part of the camera. Oops. My sister always makes fun of me because when I drink, I stick my pinky out. Literally, I'm doing it again. Every time I'll do this, no matter what I'm drinking out of. Like if I'm drinking out of my water bottle, I'll still do it. And I look like a little Queen Elizabeth. Royalty, you know? Okay. Focus. So today I kind of wanted to go out of my comfort zone a little bit and talk about mental health. And everybody goes through like different times of their life where like if something bad happens or I don't know, whatever, and they get depressed, or everybody gets stressed sometimes, you know? And on top of that, there's so many people, especially today, I guess it's kind of always been a thing, but more people today are actually being diagnosed with things like depression, anxiety, crap ton of stuff. So I guess I kind of just wanted to talk about ways to make it a little easier, like things that have helped me kind of through a Christian faith lens. So I guess my first piece of advice would be to develop a childlike dependency on God. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard that saying before or heard of that idea. But like growing up, we were always told, like Jesus would say, like, let the children come to me, like be childlike, all of these things relating to little kids. But basically it's saying that we're called to depend on Jesus and trust him and look up to him like a little kid would look up to their father. Like, for example, when I was a little kid, I mean, I would even do this now, but like as a little kid, most people trust their parents so much. If my dad would have told me to jump off a cliff, I would have done it because I would have believed that he was telling me to do it for my own good, like it was gonna save me from something. Even when things don't make sense to us, we're supposed to cling to Jesus and believe that whatever he's asking us to do or whatever we feel like he's asking us to do, we do it. And now you might be asking, well, what does this help mental health issues? And there are so many things to be stressed about, whether it's, I don't know, maybe this is just my own anxious mind, but like for me, like I'm like, what if I get in a car wreck on my way to school today? Or what if I fail this exam? Or what if one of my kids becomes terminally ill? Like there's just never ending amount of things that you can choose to be stressed about. And I think this is where it's so important to trust Jesus. Like that relationship, that like 100% trusting relationship in him is just the most beautiful, precious thing in the world. Like you literally have a father who knows exactly what's gonna happen to you, and there's a reason for everything that's gonna happen to you. And if you truly believe that, then nothing can make you afraid or stressed. And that's easier said than done, of course. We're human, we're gonna be stressed and we're gonna be terrified of things, but when it really comes down to it, if you truly think about it and you truly believe it, then it should be able to give you some peace of mind, knowing that he's got it in the bag. My second piece of advice, which probably is gonna sound pretty basic, but I think it gets overlooked, is writing and or talking about your feelings. And there's so many ways you can go about this nowadays. You don't have to be clinically diagnosed with like depression or something to go see a therapist. Like the way I see it, I go to a regular medical doctor once a year to get a physical checkup. It's the same thing, I think, with a psychologist or a mental health doctor. Like you're just going in to make sure you're okay. And you don't even need a therapist necessarily to do this. I mean, it helps being able to talk to someone who maybe doesn't know you, because it's easier to express your feelings to someone who you know literally is not legally allowed to talk about it to other people. But you could either do that, or if you have a friend, there's just this, like, I'm sure most of you know this, but when you talk to someone about something that is literally weighing you down to the point where you can't do anything about it anymore, like the burden that releases off your shoulders is amazing. So I know talking to people about stuff like that is scary, and it can be like, oh my god, they're gonna think they're gonna think I'm being dramatic, or they're not gonna believe me, or they're gonna worry about me too much, and then I'm gonna cause them anxiety. As a friend, like me as a friend, if my friend is going through something like that, I want them to tell me. So if just please talk to someone if you need to. I know it's terrifying and I don't like to do it either, but just bite the bullet and do it. And the other thing that I mentioned was writing. And this helps me so much. Most of the time when I think about writing, I think about like journaling for pages and pages, and when I think about that, I'm like, ew, no, I don't have time for that. I don't want to sit down and write. I have YouTube videos to watch, for crying out loud. It doesn't even have to be that. Like, if you want to journal for pages, sometimes I have to do that because I just go on a tangent and I keep going. Anything as simple as like writing down like every emotion you felt that day, like going through your day, and I was like, oh, this is where I felt really happy, and this is where I felt stressed, and oh, I was kind of sad at this point. Like, just writing all those down. It seems kind of stupid and pointless, but like if you actually go through and process what you have been feeling, it allows you to like kind of come to terms with it, and you better understand your day, and you just feel better. And kind of going back to talking out your feelings, I think I've mentioned this in videos before, but oh my gosh, I'm telling you, praying out loud by yourself in your car or on a walk, but I prefer my car because it's like totally by myself. Sometimes if I'm walking through the woods, I'm like, someone's gonna hear me praying, I don't wanna. But oh my goodness, it is the most therapeutic thing in the world. If you have never prayed out loud in your car, it sounds like you're having a conversation to yourself, which you're not, you're talking to God, but like, it is amazing. There's just something about like actually talking out loud to God that makes it seem more real. Like, it makes it seem like you're really having a conversation with him. And the reason I bring this up in this mental health video is because, like, even though God knows what you're thinking and he knows what you're feeling, he still wants you to like come to him about it and talk to him. So like, when I do pray in my car, like I'll say my normal prayers, but then I'll just like pour out to him like I would my roommates about like my friends or my relationship issues or what I'm going through or like anything. Like, I just talk to him like he's my friend. And that can seem kind of weird because sometimes I struggle with, okay, yes, Jesus is supposed to be my best friend, but he's also like the king of the universe. So when I talk to him, am I supposed to talk to him like a friend, like what I was just saying, like in my car, just blabbering my feelings to him? Or do I like get on my knees and like humble myself because I'm talking to God, literally God? And that has always been kind of confusing to me. But if you think about it, when Jesus was here, like on earth, talking to like the disciples, they talked to each other like friends. So that's kind of what I go by. A third one that I really encourage is going outside. I have deemed myself as an indoorsy girl, and I just don't think that's true. I think that I've lied to myself and convinced myself that I don't like going outside because I don't like ticks and spiders and snakes and animals, which is all true. I don't. But once I actually convince myself to go outside, I love it. And it makes my mood so much better. And in fact, according to my handy dandy research right here, going outside is actually super good for you. Scientifically, provenly, true. Provenly. It reduces blood pressure, heart rate, muscle tension, and the production of stress hormones. Go outside. It literally will make you feel better. There's just something about being outside with nature that God created that makes you feel like more connected to him in a way. And it just makes you happy. Like, it makes you feel like at peace, which I think is what you need when you're mental health is crappy. So most of these things are probably things that I would assume most of you guys have heard of before, but I guess I just encourage you to at least try to pick one and see how it goes. Like, try it for a week and see if it helps. And I'll do it too, because even though I said all of these things help me, sometimes I just get lazy and I'm like, nah, I think I'd rather be miserable than write down my feelings in a journal. It's like, Abby, you're stupid. Stop. Do what's good for you, dang it. Like drinking coffee. Oh, it's so good. So stop what you're doing right now. Stop what you're doing. Pick one of the things. Either, what are my 3 things again? Why do I forget them already? I'm not good at this. Develop a childlike dependency on God. And this isn't just something that you can just, I'm gonna develop a childlike dependency on God today. But it's something that you can start working towards. Just start asking God, I guess. You can just straight up ask him. Like, help me depend on you. Like, help me see you literally as my father, you know? And then write things down. Talk about your issues to people. Don't be a closed off little turtle and hide in your little shell and be all sad and lonely and miserable in there. I don't know what that was. Just go talk to people. Go find a friend. And if you don't have a friend, DM me on Instagram. I'll be that friend for you. In all seriousness, no. What did I just say?
Oh my goodness.
If you guys ever need me to, like, I'm no saint, but if you need someone to talk to, I have enough free time to make YouTube videos, so I should have enough time to answer a DM or a texty text or whatever, so feel free. But seriously, go talk to people, write your feelings down, and go outside. I'm gonna show you my view. Maybe. Look how pretty it is out there. Don't laugh at my dirty windows. They didn't ask for you to make fun of them. Be nice to my windows, but go outside. Love Jesus. Have a great day.
I don't know what that outro was, or what any of the editing in that video was. I'm sorry. Thank you for listening, though.